Now, in other news, Deputy President Paul Mashatile says engineers are the ultimate problem solvers and crucial players in addressing our continent's most pressing challenges. He was delivering the keynote address at the opening of the 9th UNESCO Africa Engineering Week underway at the CSIR Convention Centre in Pretoria. The conference has been described as an extraordinary gathering that celebrates and fosters engineering excellence in the Africa region.
In the African continent, our engineering capabilities exhibit remarkable breadth and depth. Throughout history, African engineers have left an indelible mark on our continent, from the pyramids of the Great Mosque of Guinea. Today, African engineers play a crucial role in shaping our future. They are at the forefront of groundbreaking projects, addressing pressing challenges in energy, water, transportation, freight and logistics, and also in the communication sector.
Let's cross live to SABC News' economics reporter Katlego, Legodi, who's at that UNESCO Engineering Conference, joining us live. Katlego, this is so important for South Africa, infrastructural challenges. We're always talking about the need for skills in engineering and construction. Take us through what's happening where you are.
A very good afternoon to you, Francis, and to our viewers at home. You're right. Infrastructure development at the center of what we're seeing happening here today. This being the first day of the Africa Engineering Week, that conference taking place at the CSIR. Some of those issues that the country is currently battling with, the inclement weather conditions. You can imagine that they are requiring that there should be engineers well positioned to address some of those concerns. Climate change, one of the issues that came out in the first part of today when we saw some of those delegates take to the podium, one of them being the Deputy President Paul Mashatile, who took to the podium and really spoke about the importance of each and every country having an engineer in their fold. Also talking about the importance of really supporting the Department of Public Works in the work that they've been doing over time, looking at those infrastructure projects that are existing here at home. Also talking about greater collaboration here between those here in South Africa and on the continent, including those on the globe, as engineers, as they work to find solutions for those challenges that are really grappling, or some of these countries are grappling with. I'm going to bring into the conversation now, Francis, the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, this being Minister Katlego, who just let us in on his address here today. We saw you welcome the guests from different countries on the continent, and here we are hearing that some provinces in the country are battling the inclement weather conditions, where we need engineers to position themselves to take forward these opportunities and come through with those well-needed solutions. Just let us in, sir, on how important is it that we find these engineers gathered here for these coming days. Welcome to the SABC.
Yes. No, thanks on behalf of the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, but on behalf of the Engineering Council of South Africa, the President here who is with us, Mrs. Buthelezi, we want to welcome all delegates who are coming from across Africa, attending this Africa Engineering Week conference. We thank them for being here. The discipline of engineering has come into the fore, especially given the current challenges that we face. The inclement weather that we see coming and poses disasters in various parts of the continent and the world. But secondly, the deteriorating level of infrastructure due to age, or what you will see, lack of maintenance. But thirdly, as we go through a transition and the impact of environmental degradation, it requires all of these facts, requires that we improve in terms of engineering work that is being done. So we thank EXA here for hosting this conference, but also we should always collaborate with Africa to ensure that what we do is beneficiary not only to one country but to the continent as a whole. And as South Africa, we must equally stand ready to learn from other countries in the continent.
Hearing also the Deputy President talking about the issue of load shedding, the challenges that we have on the ground, saying that infrastructure challenges, what is hampering progress in terms of ending load shedding. Are we seeing some of those solutions being sought here from the engineers that are here that will come through with ideas in terms of helping us get out of these crises?
Indeed, you are quite correct. As the department, for instance, we have embarked on a program of integrated resource renewable energy efficiency. This program aims to provide at least 3,000 megawatts of electricity through the installation of various options of energy generation in government buildings. So engineers who are here have a role to play in mitigating the effect of load shedding and toward ending load shedding. We're not only working to mitigate, but our strategies are toward ending load shedding, as the minister in the presidency responsible for electricity is leading that program.
Minister Zikalala, before I let you go, we know very well that the engineers can come through with ideas and do the work on the ground, but we have issues of those so-called construction mafias that have been hampering progress in terms of the infrastructure or projects that you have on the ground. Is this something that other countries as well are experiencing in terms of the challenges of the construction mafia and those that are existing within this particular space?
Well, there are issues that cut across, that you will find that there are challenges in the whole continent. But there are issues that will be domestic for each and every country. For now, I can say the issues of disruptions of sites is more prevalent in South Africa than in other countries, unless something else prevailed that proved otherwise. South Africa also has been a leading country in the continent in terms of investing in infrastructure. But we've seen the growth of infrastructure in other parts of the continent. You'll talk of Egypt, Ethiopia, and others. And that's what we encourage, because if you grow infrastructure is a multiplier effect. Other sectors of the economy will then come in.
Minister Zikalala, thank you very much, sir, for your time. It's going to be a long week when you look at this conference here on the ground, but also what we're hearing is the harmonizing of all those skills and ensuring that these ideas become really prudent in us getting the best out of the Africa free continental trade area, where these economies will be looking at positioning themselves to get the best out of that space. Francis, back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Katlego, and he'll follow that very important discussion around engineering.